All right, last couple of weeks you saw how we dealt with some pretty nasty weather, both in northern Ohio and down by Tennessee. And this week we're just going to kind of go over what went on behind the scenes in Tennessee while we were experiencing all that bad weather, pulling out cars, waiting for plow people to come, treating roads, just a big ordeal. But a lot was happening behind the scenes, so why don't I just give you a little taste of what it's like to own a vacation rental. Now, we haven't been here since last January, so it's been pretty close to a year. Karen's got her list out, and we're just going to run around with a flashlight and look for fine details of what needs to be taken care of while we're down here. And of course, there's obvious things like burned out lights that aren't working, dusty areas, appliances that need to be pulled out. Now, we're going to find all the obvious stuff right off the bat, but as we go through the week and the next week after that, we are going to find things that need to be taken care of that we didn't know about. So for everything we write down on our list, there's going to be 2 more things that we discovered during our stay. We got the slow drain in the tub. Can we wash that rug or no?
Megan put that down when she was here.
I know. Can we wash it?
Yes.
Or vacuum it or
We can shake it out.
I think we should try to wash some of these rugs too. We're trying to green machine them. Did that bulb work? Your lamp?
Yeah.
Need to clean the ceiling fan. About change all smoke detector batteries. Clean the vents. Okay.
I use that one. That works.
Change TV.
Okay. And I think this has to do with hot cold.
And it's painted by.
Well,
Fix crack in the floor. Buy glue. New weather station.
what do you have to do with that?
Replace it. Pull out appliances. Maybe see if we can get a light for the. I don't know if we have any. Scrubbing.
We'll get a better scrub.
Are these holding up?
Those look good. I gotta get this knife out of here.
Yes, I mean, just know how to soak a pan. Nothing leaking?
Nope, don't look like it. Just could be vacuumed out. You'll see.
Some of those for the kitchen.
I didn't bring any,
I don't know it yet, but the sound is not working on the arcade machine. I'm not sure where the cover for the pool table went either. There's your pool table cover.
there's a clock that's broken. So this can go in the trash.
How do you know it's broken?
I don't see a hand towel up here, so I'll have to get on her to do that. There has to be, she should leave hand towels.
Any regular light bulbs in here?
Are those right here?
Take fan and we'll, I don't know which ones are which. Here.
That's outdoor light bulbs, these, says here.
Well, we've got a pretty good idea of what needs to be done. Now it's just a matter of doing it. Yeah, you don't have to do like an 8 gallon or 10 gallon. My name's Tom Tesmer. I'm current president of the HOA, and we'll just go through a little presentation here. I'll talk about a few things, hopefully answer some questions you might have before you have to ask them, and then Vina will just go over the financials. Another reason for us to come down here this time of year is that it's time for our annual HOA meeting. It was supposed to be in person at a public library nearby, but with the weather and everything outside, we decided to cancel it and just do it over Zoom. So let's just cover a little bit about last year. And the first topic is, of course, water. Water is probably the most of where your dues go to. Your dues are 2,000 a year, and the largest percentage of the cost of your dues usually goes to keeping our water system up and running. Back when I first got on the board, we put a booster pump back into the mix of things. And this is right off of Paradise View Way. If you ever seen this little shack there at the end of the road, we started monitoring our tank levels so we could get an early warning if there was a problem. So not only can we see what the levels of the tanks are, we can also see a little graph. And if there's something that's not of the norm in the normal bar graph or the little points there, every point is an hour on the right. Usually, when you see something big and abnormal, that means something's going on, usually a leak somewhere. We also added cameras, and we can monitor most of the water rooms. We can see what the tank levels are. We can see what the pressure gauges are saying. We can hear and listen to hear if the pumps are on and try to diagnose issues while we're not even there. And this is pictured down by where our well is located. And what would happen when the power would go out is that our well is located in an area that's not really a high priority when they're reestablishing electricity. So a lot of times we would get electricity back on the mountain, but down where our well was, we weren't getting the power back as quickly. If we didn't have a generator, that well wouldn't pump. During the incident, if it wasn't pumping, we would deplete all our reserves up here on the mountain. So we put a generator in to try to alleviate that. Wanted pump symmetry, and basically we have different water rooms. They all have different pumps. They all supply different areas of the resort. And I wanted all the pumps to be the same and have a spare pump on hand just in case something were to go down. We didn't have to go shopping for it, especially during COVID. Sometimes it was hard to find parts or hard to find pumps, and there was a delay in getting that stuff. We have several water rooms now, and basically they all have these large tanks in them. They act as a buffer because the well just would not be able to supply what our demands are on a daily basis. This is, of course, Eagle Crest. This is where our well is down here at the bottom. Water comes up about 3/4 of a mile of pipe up to the mountain, and this is where that booster pump is. And as I mentioned, it supplies water to the booster pump, which gives a little bit of relief and gives us a little bit more gallons per minute when it's coming up the rest of the mountain. And then this room is where basically everything happens. This is where all the water is distributed through the whole community. This water room is located in the basement of a cabin, which is right next door to the pool. So I'm probably going to be growing tired of this in another couple of years,
Don't,
but for now.
don't say that, Tom, because all my clients across the U.S., I think you guys are the most functioning board that I have, and you guys do an awesome job. And I say that sincerely.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll give you that check that I said, Vince. Okay, so that was just a little bit of our meeting. It took about 90 minutes altogether. Things went well. We did have a financial report by our treasurer, and things look good there. A few questions were asked and answered. All in all, the meeting went fairly well. I can tell you in the past that wasn't always the case prior to being on the board. There were times where we actually needed security guards there. So things are a little bit easier now. And of course, we had this one on Zoom, but usually when we have it in person, it's pretty much the same thing, just cut and dry.
Change roof colors.
I mentioned earlier that we were going to swap out our TV, and we brought it down from Northern Ohio. We purchased it just after the holidays. And I thought I was going to be able to get this up by myself, but since we had the snow issues and we helped some people with food next door, and they weren't going anywhere, I sent them a text over there and just see if they wanted to help me throw this up, which will save me a lot of time. The other TV's bigger, but I think it's actually lighter. You said down a second because there's some screws that gotta come out.
So you said you guys are from Northern Ohio?
Yeah, just below Cleveland.
Okay.
It's about an 8-hour drive from here.
So you guys had a little bit of a wait to get back home?
Yeah, when we left there was 14 inches of snow.
Oh goodness.
And it was -2.
Oh goodness.
And we thought, oh man, we're gonna get a little break from this. But I think it followed us down here. Your side just a little bit.
This side?
Your side, yeah.
All right.
Can go right there. I think we're good.
Perfect.
Nice.
Worked out.
These guys saved me a lot climbing up there.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh goodness.
Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.
Thank you guys, and
Hey,
thank you guys so much for everything, for letting us out a little bit. We really appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
how is he? Okay, I can meet him somewhere. Okay, if you watched the previous episode, you knew that we were stranded up here on the mountain for about 4 days, and we had to call an alternative plow service. And this is the gentleman right here in the middle of us doing all our other things in the cabin. They're finally coming up to plow our streets.
That's what he's doing. My other boy, there's no way you can make it in his with that skid steer.
Yeah.
So he's on the razor though. They're up there. They're on it right now, trying to get it cut down the asphalt for you.
Okay. All right. I will look for him, and if you want, just have him call me because I'm right off Foxbury. We're right in the middle of it almost.
Okay.
I'll start putting some winter clothes on. All right,
See you
thanks. Bye. We normally just come down for a week, but we decided to do 2 weeks thinking that we were going to get away from some of the harsh winter weather in northern Ohio. Unfortunately, that weather followed us down. And with the storm and everything, that kind of cramped our style when it came to getting chores done around the cabin. Some of them, we need a little bit better weather to take care of things. But we're on a downhill now, and we still have a lot to get taken care of. And it doesn't look like there's going to be much time for play here, but you got to do what you got to do.
And is this,
Well, she can give you another one. But
okay, yeah, this one's chipped. Huh?
And
Okay, and a brown one.
brown.
And what other color would you like? That's for Sean. And then the last one on that side.
Actually, second last one.
Okay.
Could be an epic sunset, the way it's looking over there. The sun might have a little window to dip underneath those clouds to actually shine the light back up towards the clouds from down below. Well, I diagnosed my issue with the arcade machine. A wire broke off of the volume knob. I do have a soldering iron, but I don't have any solder with me. So I'm just going to alligator clip it for now. Hopefully it won't get jostled around too much where that'll come off, and then the next time I'll have to finish the repair.
A little bit more. Okay, it's together up at the top, but not down here.
Not down where?
Watch, don't kneel on that wet towel. You're good there. It's together here.
Well, we'll see how that does next time we come down here. Hopefully the glue helps, but usually it is separated every time we come down. It has something to do with this seam ending right there by the door jamb, I think, and the fluctuation in temperatures. There's nothing worse than having a smoke detector start beeping in the middle of the night, especially if it's the one towards the peak of the roof here. It's very hard to get to. It's very high up there, and if this were to happen with renters down there and us being 8 hours away, well, it's just a pain. We'd have to hire somebody to show up with a good-sized ladder just to change a battery for a smoke detector. So even though they're probably still good because I do have hardwired detectors, I still want to change these batteries once a year. Now, I did notice when changing these that the date on them are from 2017. So they're going to be 10 years old, so I'm probably going to have to replace these detectors next year. We're getting towards the end of our trip, and our last couple of days, the temperature has gone up considerably, as high of 60 today, which brought out some unwanted pests. It looks like a bunch of wasps found a nice hideout for the wintertime.
I don't know if I'm filming this really well.
It's a little precarious to get down here, but I took a little walk below our front porch and just collected some of the garbage that has fallen off of our porch throughout the year. These may look like trees, but they're actually invasive weeds, I would call them. They grow so fast. if I don't keep them trimmed down, this would be blocking our view within a couple months of the summer. Now, I've never bothered to really research on how to kill them because they do prevent erosion off of our hillside, and they are strategically sometimes placed where it will give us a little bit more privacy between the windows of other cabins down below. So I don't really want to eliminate them totally. Things are winding down. We're going to be heading back to Northern Ohio tomorrow. I have determined that I am going to come back most likely sometime in September and try to stay in this cabin. I think I'm going to rent a lift similar to the one I rented earlier when I had to fix some flashing. And I know I can get 3 sides of the cabin. It's that 4th side that's going to be an issue. But that is going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out, and keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.